Kiss my boat! Kiss my boat!
She's so sexy.
Kiss my sexual wild.
She's so sexy.
What you doing over there? I cannot do this voice. I'm not gonna try to keep doing it. That was awful. Like some impressions I know I'm not that good at, but I'll do it anyway. I was like, no, that's horrendous. I will not put you through that. He's looking up who that actress was who did the cloud person in this. We're just sort of like, just started while he's looking that up. Okay, so this is the tower. This is an episode where Finn has to, he still doesn't have his arm, or he's tried different arms, and they've been exploding and haven't been working, so he gets, what the hell was it? A molecular emotional spasm of space and time, that arm. Which I love the variety. Yeah, something like that. I love the variety of arms he has. I think that's just fun. And things seem to gravitate towards you. Who it is?
She looks like she's more stand-up than anything else. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adventure Time. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Like really, nothing much.
Who'd you think it was?
Oh, honestly, I thought maybe it was. She sounded a little bit like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
The Heat, Bridesmaids.
No, you're thinking of someone else.
Who was the one from The Heat and Bridesmaids?
That's Melissa. Maybe it is Melissa McCarthy.
I thought it was. Okay, let's try. No, it's not weird. But
God.
I thought it was her. You all know who I'm talking about. But it wasn't her anyway, so it doesn't matter. But all these things start to gravitate towards him, just bits of land and rock and stuff. He just starts building this tower to go up. He's going to get revenge on his father. He's going to steal his arm, take it for his own. And he just keeps building this tower pretty much into space. And Bubblegum doesn't want to because she thinks the arm's going to cause something bad to happen and someone's going to get hurt. So he just keeps going. He runs into this cloud person in a cloud house. Carol. And, she's sort of like, tries to sort of talk him out of it, but just kind of, sort of, not really, kind of works. No, not really. So he just keeps going and he thinks he makes it there. And sees the father, punches him out, tries to take the arm, realizes it's not worth it, so...
Not just punch, I mean, his arm turned into a giant spiked, that wasn't just a punch, that was like a mace hit of, epic proportions.
So he punches him, and he's like, okay, well, I can't, I don't really want his arm. Revenge is not the best medicine here, so he decides not to. It turns out it's Peebles in disguise, and she says, I was just doing this to, make you feel better and prove a point, which he does, and he finally takes down the tower, it falls, and it looks like it crushed her arm. And we don't know what's gonna become of her arm now. Which is a good, funny ending, and at the same time, it's like, ooh, where's that leading? Like, is she gonna have some sort of weird arm now or something? Or like a candy arm, sort of like before, made out of the Starbucks cake pops, which was awesome.
Are you trying to get a plug here?
I just love them. They're really good. They're only 200 calories. They're great.
Speaking of, yes.
Which I don't believe is sold at Starbucks, but by God, if they could combine those two... It'd be an even bigger empire than it already is. Which I know you think, it can't be any bigger. Just add Mountain Dew. And it will be. So, this episode... I mean, it's a good episode. It has a lot of variety to it, and creativity. But it's one of those episodes I'm watching, I'm thinking, God, this is just why I love this show, because there's just a sense of anything can happen. I mean, you can just be like, no, you emotionally sort of grew this arm, and just stuff is now suddenly coming to him to build this tower that just keeps getting higher and higher, and you see the various bits of land, and you recognize the bits of land. Oh, that's from the Ice Kingdom, that's from, where Flame Princess is and stuff, and it just keeps getting taller, and and then he runs into this cloud house, and there's a cloud person living in there. God, it's unexpected, and it's so creative. And I really dug sort of the atmosphere of this one, too. You really kind of felt the height, because that's one hell of a tilt up.
Yeah.
When they're showing the entire tower, and you're really feeling how huge this thing is, which also reinforces just how much he really wants to get this revenge, but he's almost kind of calm about it, too. He's almost in this hypnotized daze, which, I think maybe people who do get consumed by this kind of stuff, it probably would be.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, as a good moral, I mean, I'm not really a revenge-type person. Don't look up how I quit my job. If I could do it again, I may not have. That is the one thing I do kind of feel bad about, but it was really funny. So, but no, I'm one of those boring, living well is the best revenge type people.
I disagree, but okay.
I mean, no, there's a lot of people that do. It's like an eye for an eye and stuff like that, But here,
2 eyes for an eye.
Even better. But I mean, for me, there's a sense of you may not get it, so how do you live with yourself if you can't? And I think that's why. And in this case, he couldn't. I mean, imagine if he didn't go through that thing with, punching out the fake father. I mean, would he just be like, no, I failed, to be even harder on himself and try to build another one until it destroys him? So I thought that was a pretty legit way of showing that. I think it shows, for peoples that's been getting, sort of like, I don't want to say the raw end of the stick, but certainly has had to make a lot of really tough choices that don't always make her look very popular. I thought it was a very sweet thing for her to do. And it also solved her problem of, calming him down. She took one in the eye. I mean, it's like, like that was a very sweet thing to do.
That was one reason why I was also emphasizing that it just wasn't a punch. It was like this giant spiked ball of anger.
I'll say that black eye actually did make a difference in that scene. I say if that was not there, like a cartoon, lots of cartoon characters in this get punched and whatever, but seeing that black eye and her still smiling, I say, no, she really she took it, and and it was still worth it, and she's still smiling, like, no, this is what I wanted to do, and it's okay. So I thought it was a very decent scene with her. So yeah, I really liked it. I like the atmosphere, I like the creativity, I really like the pacing of it, I like the balance of his, pretty serious mission, mixed with the comedy, like the chunk of ice falling on BMO and the deer, that poor deer, getting sucked. You should have heard all the ladies in this room. They're like,
oh, yeah, the ladies. But let's not include, of course, Doug in this.
I wasn't.
He wasn't going, oh, as well.
No, I wasn't going like that. I was going, oh. That's what I was doing. Get it right.
Trust me, I had to clean off my TV. It was gross.
So, okay, I'm done. One of you go.
I really wanted Jory in this to see how she reacts to Peebles.
I liked her in this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Bam! So what? What of it?
Come at the internet! Just not in the house, please.
That'd be the weirdest thing to say in an internet video, just like, I like Princess Bubblegum. Come at me!
I agree with you 100%. I thought this was probably one of my favorite Bubblegum moments. This was really, I mean, even, yes, taking the punch in the eye, the black eye and everything, but even the voice actress, just the way she said, now do you understand? It was multi-layered in the way the line was delivered. It was like, do you get it now, in a motherly way, but also in a sympathetic way and also in a loving way. It was really, this was one of the few times where I really felt from the beginning of the episode all the way to the end that PB just meant well. Not, I know it sounds bizarre, but because Adventure Time is bizarre, but there wasn't any point where I was like, really? Or usually you'll hear me go, oh my God, when she does something, in my opinion, is questionable. And I just thought this was one of the sweetest times that I really, really loved Bubblegum. And I feel like maybe this is part of why I've hated Bubblegum before, is that this is the Bubblegum I always pictured. This is the Bubblegum I always thought she was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so it irritated me, I guess. I don't know. It was really sweet.
Well, I was going to say what I like about that, though, is that you could also look at it, she says the arm is unstable, it could cause a lot of damage, so you could very much make the argument that she could just be doing this to keep the arm stable.
But But here's the thing, though. But she's already done so many horrible, questionable things.
That's true. She could have just done it to him.
Think about Flame Princess. You know, she was gonna lock her up and perform these horrible experiments on her just to find out, because, you know, she's dangerous. First of all, she got her thrown and locked away.
Actually, I'd like to say something really quickly about that. No, she goes back, she says, no one is controlling her. She's burning everything down. You need to keep control of your daughter, your infant child. So the dad is the one who tossed her in that getup. It had nothing to do with PB.
Yes.
PB was protecting pretty much everything around. It was her father that tossed her into that contraption to begin with. PB was looking out for everything because no one was watching this kid who has immense power over Flame.
I will say, Joey, there's about a dozen other times where she's done really questionable, horrible stuff.
Well, that's true. But
bottom line, even if that one is true, there's still like a dozen.
No,
but it's always for the greater good.
The reason why I bring that up is because Cinnamon Bun is saying how evil and treacherous Bubblegum is. Remember, Cinnamon Bun was saying, oh yeah, you know, don't trust her and all that stuff. And it's like, I don't know if I fully agree with that. I mean, she does stuff that's questionable, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, I don't see her throwing people into, like, a grinder or anything like that.
I don't know, I kind of do. I mean, for the quote-unquote greater good, for the best of her kingdom and the people and stuff like that, so it's all for a good purpose, but everything is logical and mathematical, you know, this plus this equals this, so everything is sort of looked at from that standpoint. But I get bringing it back to what it is that this time you're right. She could have done one of those semi-diabolical things to Finn, but she doesn't. She creates this scenario where he can get out his anger and then calm down and see it's, you know, okay, give him some closure.
Sorry, sweetheart, to cut you off.
You pay for it later.
Crap.
On the other hand, I thought this was also a really great episode where it was a really good balance. Half of the episode I was like, man, I mean, this really hits home in that, you know, his obsession, his one-track mind with building it. You know, you're right, again, with this, you know, people get caught up in their emotions. Especially if you're angry, especially, you know, whether it's not even that. I mean, this was a good one because it was revenge, but not even just revenge. Even if you're just angry, sometimes you get so caught up with hating someone that. Thanks, Bree. I'm so sorry.
You're grounded.
Tell your friends you're grounded.
She's making such a good point too. Now she's gonna make a tower because she's so angry. I hope you're happy.
I am. You lose focus. And it's funny because in the beginning, Jake was telling PB like, no, he's got it. You got to work through it. And you yes. I thought that was really neat. And at first I was like, yeah, Jake's totally right. I mean, you're going through stuff. You got to go through it. But then as he keeps going and going, and it was so weird because it just dawned on me too. I was like, yeah, man, I mean, there's no getting out of this. He's just going to keep obsessing and he's just going to keep doing. Until the end, no matter what the end is. But in a way, it was so balanced because it wasn't such a heavy concept. It is talking about it now, but when I was watching it, I didn't feel so heavy about it because there were like the little trail of Gunters. Yeah. You know, the little level of Gunters and then the level of lava and that cute little deer. Oh my god, I just want to take him home. Put him in my pockets.
Okay.
You're so cute. Okay.
In my pockets. I really, 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 really liked this one a lot. Now you don't have to interrupt me. You can actually have your own say now.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
You will be.
No, I mean, I think you guys definitely hit the nail on the head with pretty much everything. I mean, it shows that what I like with the whole PB thing is that the entire time, you know, you're right. Like, building up to it, she's sitting there, she's like, nah, and all that stuff, and she's doing everything in, like, hiding and secrecy and all of that stuff. You know, she's in the tent building something and all of that. And it's kind of like it could be the evil, diabolical, things that PB does. But in the end, you find out, no, she's doing this for a friend. She's doing this because she truly cares. Which is very nice to see, considering how much screwy things we have seen her do.
Like perform secret experiments on Flame Princess.
I wouldn't say they were secret. Everyone pretty much knew. It's not like it was hidden from anyone. It's true. Yeah, the deer was cute. I like.
Cute, I put him in my pocket.
I like the apple part though. The deer that comes up with the apple and he's just like da 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 da.
Like that's his lunch. Like, oh yeah, I gotta eat.
I did like how when it finally got to the point where it's like in space, you see he's like just worn and he's like hallucinating, and PB brings it up that he is. But I really like it because you show that he just hasn't paid attention to anything. He is so consumed by this, he's not really paying attention to eating or sleeping or anything like that. And then when the cloud, Carol, comes back and the wind blows and everything goes like the tower's about ready to fall, and he's just like, and continues to build. It's like, what the hell is wrong with
it's like such
you?
an unstable.
And then he gets to the top where it's, or not the top, but where it's just one brick on top of another, and he moves, and it starts like some of it falls, and the bricks instantly turn to flames because they're so high up. It's just like, I'm like, oh, that's gonna suck if that falls. But yeah, like I said, I want to just reinforce that giant mace fist of fins that pops bubblegum in the face. That I do love the fact of the whole BMO thing.
Oh, BMO was so cute.
Yeah.
He
was
was so cute.
Hey Jake, boom! Then he pops out and he's like, hey! And then of course, you guys definitely hit the nail on the head with pretty much everything. I actually agree. This time around, surprisingly. Damn it! This is gonna be a boring one.
Boring!
You know what,
I mean, you know what? I think that Finn should have taken his arm. You know when I said that whole revenge thing, 2 eyes for an eye and all that stuff? Totally agree with that. Don't just take the arm, take both arms. Keep the other one in for safekeeping, just in case you lose your arm.
Here's the thing about that, though. I mean, people with that mindset, anyone that does wrong and continues to do wrong, they're kind of living their own punishment. Because they clearly are not in a place they want to be, so they have to keep hurting people, they have to keep taking things. And yeah, don't get me wrong, you can make it worse, you can make it harder on them, but they can then always feel like, oh, I've been wronged, and that person, that Finn, he's the one that wronged me and stuff, where if there's nobody to work off of, they're just stuck with themselves. And that's kind of the most painful thing you can do. Honestly, probably the most painful thing you could do is just let that person go and live their own life and never realize what they're doing wrong. Hopefully they'll wake up and maybe do something good, but if someone that's far, it's unlikely, but still possible. So, I mean, in my mind, they're sort of living their own punishment. They're in their own prison already.
Goddamn freaking
building their own tower.
It's about peace, man. It's about peace.
Yeah. Let the killer run around killing people because he's being punished by getting out the.
Well, okay. Then there's protecting the world, and that's
now
prison.
That's different.
No, that's prison. Okay, then you keep them locked up and you're like, hey, stay away from everyone else because you're gonna keep hurting. But no. But prison is about. Protecting, and justice and stuff, I mean, revenge.
Justice!
Well, no, revenge is about making yourself feel better, and sometimes it can, I'm sure, but other times there's still going to be kind of this emptiness.
No.
Well, that's why I said sometimes. Always.
Can you possibly do me a favor and give me that big gigantic mace arm so I can go like that?
Oh, my glasses. My glasses!
I don't have the emotional telekinetic build-up melon heart to do that. But I'm sure with his idiocy, you can create it.
Oh wait, we're not in Dragon Ball.
No, we're not.
I do want
Justice!
Joke's on you, I'm not ending the video yet, because there is one other thing I want to say.
Oh, God damn it!
I know, it's like, that'd be a perfect spot to end, but no! I'm not giving in. No, because
Yeah, you stay there.
No, there is one other thing I want to say real fast, is that watching this did make me realize even more, there's a lot of people...
Hold on.
Seriously?
Let me get my drink.
You get out of here! Eat Starbucks cake pops. There's definitely this mindset with anything children's-oriented, children's books, children's movies, you know, whatever, that, oh, why would you want to do that? It's so limiting. You can't do all this stuff, you know? And in my opinion, it is like total opposite. And I think the show is proof of that you can make something so emotionally jarring and so visually interesting that just totally matches what the characters are feeling, because there are no limitations. You can just go that route and people will accept it, and I think you can find stuff that's even more adult in children's programming because there really are no limitations. Okay, you can't swear, you can't be super gory, you know, and you can't show sexual stuff. It's like, but, you know, is that really it? There's probably a little bit more. Now, don't get me wrong, those are some nice perks, but there's more, okay?
Forces you to be more creative. If
Exactly.
You don't have those.
You have to be more creative, and you can't rely on the easy stuff, which is why I think children's programming can just be so much more challenging and so much more interesting and so much more adult.
Sometimes it's better to not see than to see.
Yes.
It says
Like
the
that guy.
headless voice.
Yes, whoever's
Over
saying
there.
that.
No, actually you bring up a good
Sweethearts.
point. I think you're right. Sometimes it's better to not see and to leave it the guess up to the viewer of what's actually going on.
Or if you are going to see, you can go to an extreme with it. I mean, building the tower. What a perfect representation of what he's going through, you know, and the revenge. I mean, a perfect analogy there. And you couldn't do that in, you know, in something that's supposed to be adult or live action or something, you know. So, you know, unless it had a very childlike imagination to it. So, I don't know. I think there's something there. So, yeah. Oh my god, where'd Jason go? There, that's the ending. Eat cake pops.
God
Next
damn
video.
it.
Cake pops.